Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to teach you how to create CRUD operation in Laravel 12 with React Starter Kit. So the development tools that we are going to use in this tutorial is XAMPP. We are going to use XAMPP to set up PHP, database, and web server. And then you need to install Composer and Node.js, and we are going to use Visual Studio Code as a tag editor. So if you don't know how to set up Laravel from scratch, I highly recommend you watch my previous video. I will put the link in the description. Okay, what is CRUD operation? CRUD stands for 4 basic functions such as create, read, update, and delete data from database. If you know how to do CRUD operation correctly or properly, that means you know how to code 50%, I believe. Let's talk about React Starter Kit. When we talk about React Starter Kit in Laravel, we actually talk about programming in the front-end application of Laravel. React Starter Kit in Laravel is built with Inertia 2, React 19, Tailwind 4, and Shadcn UI. I think you need to have some basics of React and Tailwind so you can understand this tutorial easily. Let's take a look at the Laravel MVC architecture diagram over here. I will use this diagram during coding to explain you how things work. It will help you understand Laravel easily. Okay, first of all, let's create a Laravel project together. Okay, first of all, let's start XAMPP application. You don't have to, but every time you want to run Laravel application, make sure you open Apache server and MySQL. Okay, just close this one and then go to Laravel official website, laravel.com. I have the video that teach you how to install Laravel step by step. You can watch that video. I will put the link in description. Just want to remind you. Okay, this is how to create an application. You just use this command. You can copy it. The folder that I will create Laravel application is in C drive and in XAMPP folder and in htdocs. You can create it wherever you want, but I'm going to create it over here. Let me open command prompt over here or terminal. Let me switch to command prompt. Okay, this is not the right path. Let's change the directory over here. cd and then C drive over here, XAMPP folder, and then htdocs. Okay, we are going to create Laravel application over here. Just want to remind you, this is the command that we are going to use. Laravel new and the name of the application. Okay, Laravel new. I will name is Lala React CRUD. You can name it whatever you want. This is only the name of the application. Okay, over here it will ask you which starter kit do you want. Over here I will go with React. So I type React and then it will ask you the authentication provider. Just use Laravel and it's going to ask you testing framework. Go with past, which is 0 over here. And then it's going to ask you, would you like to run npm install and npm run build? I just go ahead with yes. Okay, we are done right now. You will see Lala React CRUD over here. The folder has been created and there are multiple files inside the folder. And then over here we can access to the folder cd Lala React CRUD. And then you can run Composer run dev to start the application, but I will open this folder with Visual Studio Code. So I type code and hit enter. Let me open terminal over here, and over here I will use command prompt instead of PowerShell. I can close PowerShell over here and I can type Composer run dev over here. See, the application is running. If you press Ctrl and click on this link, it will open the application on a web browser. You will see over here you can log in. I can sign up over here, Alex. This must be lowercase. Let's type again. Okay, password. Create an account. See, we can create an account. By default, React Starter Kit comes with authentication, which is easy for us. We don't have to worry about creating authentication. And if you go to setting, there are many options for you. For example, you can change passwords over here, and you can change the theme. Profile over here, you can update email or name, or you can even delete an account. And if you want to log out, you can log out over here. By default, Laravel use database. I think it's used SQLite as a database. You can open the database over here, but you have to make sure that you have an extension that you can open or query. I think this one is good. Let me trust and install this extension. And let's go back to database and open this database. That's tag editor. What's happened? Or how about this one? Let's install this one if that one doesn't work. Okay, let's over here, let's open C. And if you go to username, you will see Alex over here. Alright, we successfully set up Laravel and React Starter Kit. Alright, the next step, we are going to learn how to add a product menu to the sidebar over here. So I want a product menu to be under the dashboard over here. So let's go to the code, and then I just want you to go to resources and then JS. And in JS, there is pages over here. Over here is the welcome page, and over here is dashboard. So if you go to dashboard over here, you will see that the dashboard page is structured with app layout. And if you press Control and click on app layout, it will redirect you to folder layout and app layout over here. And you will see app layout template over here. And if you press Control and click on it, you will see there are two sections over here. The first one is sidebar, and then the second one is app content. So this one is the sidebar, and this one is app content. Okay, and if you press Control and you click on app sidebar, you will see the menu over here. You will see the footer nav item. You will have repository and documentation. So let's check it out. It is over here, repository and documentation. And on the top menu, which is a main nav item, so you will see dashboard over here. So this is object array, right? So to add another object, you just create an object over here, or you just like copy the existing object and paste it over here. And if you save it and go back here, you will see two dashboard. Okay, let's change this to product, and then let's change this href to product. And for the icon, you want to change it, you have to include the new icon over here. We actually get the icons from Lucid React. So you can copy this one and search on Google to see what it is. Here is a Lucid React library. You can click on over here. Let's see. Let's go to icons over here on the top menu. Over here, we can search for many things over here. Let's search for product. Which one I like the most? I like this one, package search. Then click on see in action. This is how you import it in Vanilla.js. Let's copy this name over here, and you just paste it over here. But you have to change this one. You have to remove dash over here, and search should be capital letter and package should be capital letter. And you just copy this one and put the component over here. And if you go back here, you will see product menu over here. If you click on this, you will see nothing, not found, because we haven't created any page or component for products yet. Okay, I think this one should be products. I will put S over here. Okay, save. Let's go back to application. It's updated. Over here, if you see main nav items over here, you will see is in sidebar content component, and then in nav main you will see over here is past items and it's looped through each item, and you will see the button over here, the link over here, and the icon over here, and this is the title. So if you go back to sidebar, you will see this is icon, this is title, and this is link. So this is href, like icon and title. Alright, this is how it works. It's about a parent component passing a valuable or prop to a child's component. Okay, the next step, we are going to create an index page for products over here, because when we click on the link, it's not found. Let's take a look at a diagram over here. For example, if Alex wanna access product page, he enters /products on his computer. The request will send to the application is will send to route first. Let's take a look at route on our application over here. You will see routes directory over here. Just click on it and you will see web.php. We are going to create routes over here. Okay, and when you take a look at diagram, when route get information or get a request, it will be sent to controller. So we can start with controller. Many times if you want to create a feature, you can start with controller. Okay, we are going to create controller over here. We can create it via command line. So if you want to know where is controller, controller is inside app and http and then controllers. It will be over here. Okay, let's create controller. We are going to use command line. Let's create new terminal. I will use like command prompt instead of PowerShell. Let's close PowerShell over here. Okay, let's type PHP artisan make controller. Then the name of the controller, we are going to name is product controller. And then I'm going to hit enter. Then you will see product controller over here. Because we are going to create index page for products, so over here we can put public and then function, and then the page is index page. Okay, and then we can return back like a component or return back inertia, right? Because we are using inertia on this one, and then we can render a component. It's gonna be React component. For just a moment, I will leave it empty, and let's go back to web over here. We will create a route for products inside middleware over here. Only user who log in and verified will be able to access products page. I will put it over here. Okay, let's put route over here and then get, and then we need a route. Route is products, right? So because we want they to enter products like this. Okay, and then when they enter products like this, we want to map this URL with controller. So we put controller over here, product controller, and I hit enter. It will auto include this one for me. And then we put class over here, and then the function in controller, which is this function index. So we put index over here, and then we can name this route. Name is like this products.index. This one you can name it whatever you want, but you have to know how to call it when you want to use it in front end. Okay, save it. When we enter this URL, it's access this controller and it's come to index because we put index over here as a function here. Let's take a look at this one again. Over here you will see that controller will pass data to view. It's actually linked to view. And if you go to here, we have to return view in controller. Okay, let's take a look at view over here. Go to resources and then go to JS and then go to pages. Over here, I will create new folder. I will name it product. Okay, and then over here, let me create index.tsx. This one need to be capital letter, maybe. Let's go to dashboard.tsx. We will copy this React code as a reference and paste this over here. Okay, we don't really need this one. I will leave is empty div. Okay, but for this one we can change it to product, and breadcrumbs just leave it as it is, and over here it needs to be products, and this one URL is products, and we don't need this one, and this one we can change it to be index, and we go back to controller, and then we can return view, right? The first parameter is going to be view. This products is going to refer to this products folder over here, and then we put slash index. Okay, we want to return this page, and then the data that we want to show in this component, nothing. Let's put empty array. Okay, let's save, and let's go back to our website, log in again. Okay, we see product over here. When we click on it over here, you see it show product page, and for example in index.tsx of the products, I just put hello products, save, and if I go back over here, you will see hello products. The next step, we are going to create a button to create a product. I'm going to create a button over here instead of a hello product. Okay, if you take a look at the architecture over here, you will see that when a user click on a button, it will go to route and then go to controller and return view. We are going to follow this step. Okay, let's create a button first. So we will go to JS. Alright, we will go to resource, right? And then JS, and then page, and we have product page over here, products index.tsx. I'm going to remove this sentence and replace it with a button. So because this is a link button, we can create a link over here. Okay, href is the URL. We can leave it empty right now, and let me create a button over here. This button will be import from component UI and button. So this button come with React, or come with the template. You can see this one button add component. If you press Ctrl click on it, it will redirect to this one. This is the basics button that's come with the UI. Okay, it's inside component and UI. There are many components that you can use, but let's go back to here. So in the button, we can name is create a product. We can put create a product on a button over here. Okay, we have to import the link over here. You just press Control space, and you will get auto suggestion. We will import it from Inertia React. Okay, we import it from over here. Okay, if we go back here, you will see error, and because we have to put route something over here. Okay, and route over here, we are at this step, create route. So we are going to create a route in here in web.php over here. Okay, let's create a route for product. So user needs to log in to get access to this URL, right? So we put it inside this bracket, and we put get, and we want to show the form that people can create a product on this route, right? We put product, and that's create, and then we put controller inside the bracket over here. Put product controller, right? And then we put class and name the function, which is create, and then we name this route. Name is product dot create, and then we can use this name over here in index over here in this route. Okay, we put this name over here, and if you go back here, you will see a button over here. Let's put some margin over here. I will put class name, and this is only the Tailwind class, M4 margin. This margin left right button for 4, and you will see over here in web we create route over here, right? And this route connect to this controller, product controller class, and the function is create. You will see over here this route connect to controller, so we are going to create this controller inside of product controller. So let's see product controller over here. We have to create a function, public function create, right? So this name create refer to this name. Okay, what we are going to do, we are going to return a create product page. So we are going to return to page. So because we use inertia over here, we have to refer to inertia to render create page for us, and then we refer to product and create. This is the view for product create page. We have to create products create. Here, see, we controller and we return view. We are at this step. So we go to page over here, product. I can right click over here and put create.tsx. The layout of each UI is quite similar. We can copy this UI from index.tsx and paste it over here. For the title, we want to change this to create a new product. So let me remove this one. And for href, we product, and then we put create over here, the URL of this page. And if we go here and we refresh here, and if I click on over here, it's go to this page. See, this is the URL product create, and this is the title create a new product. Over here, create a new product. Let me change this title to be create a new product. Okay, let me check it out over here. Okay, the next step, we are going to create a form over here. So let's create a form over here. Okay, so people can submit information and create a product. On the form over here, we are going to create a multiple input here. But first of all, let me create a div over here first. So before we create an input, let's create a label over here first. So this label will be imported from add component UI label. This is the Shadcn component that's come with the template. Okay, and then we put HTML for over here for product name. And over here, I can put name. And then we need an input text. Okay, we just import input form add component UI input. So in input over here, I can put placeholder. Inside the placeholder, I put product's name. Let's save and let's see. You will see product name over here. Okay, let's fix this UI a little bit. So over here in div class name, I'm going to put width 8 by 12, and then padding equal 4. Save. You see it's look good right now. All right, let's create another form. Let's just copy this one and paste it over here. We are going to change this from product name to product price, and this one is going to be price, and placeholder just put price. Okay, let me put gap over here. Let's put class name over here, gap 1.5. Okay, let me copy this one and replace this one with this one and refresh. Okay, it's look good. Okay, let's create another form, which is text area. Let's copy this one and paste this over here and change this one from products price to products description. And over here, I only put description, and placeholder should be description. Save it. And if you look over here, but I don't really like text box. I need text area. So if you go to component and UI, you won't see text area over here. So you have to use Shadcn command line to import text area inside here. So let's go to Shadcn official website and let's go to documentation. They will show you how to import text area. Let's scroll down. You will see component over here, and then scroll it down and you will see text area over here. Just click on it. You will use this command to import text area. Just copy this command and go back to here, and then let's create new command or just go to new terminal over here. Just paste it over here. npx Shadcn at latest add text area. Hit enter. And it will ask you, do you want to proceed? Just type yes. And if you go to UI over here, you will see text area over here. So how to use this? You just import it from add component and UI text area and use it like this. Let me just remove this one and then put text area. Okay, you will see we can import it from components UI's text area over here, and it's built auto import is here when we hit enter. And over here I can put placeholder. I can name is description, and I can save it. And if I go back here, you will see text area over here. You can resize it. Okay, finally we can import submit button. We are going to use a button over here from add UI component. Okay, and then the type, just put submit, and the text on the button we can put add product. Save. And if you return to the web application, you will see a product button over here. Let me adjust the UI a little bit. Over here on form, we are going to put class name, and then I'm going to space y equal to 4. I need some space between each component. You will see this look good. Okay, right now our form to create a new product is ready to create a product. So how can we get the data from here? Apple, price $1 and green. When I click on this add button, how can we get this information and send to a new route? Because if you look at the architecture over here, we are at this step again, right? We have when a user input all information, and when they click on add product, how can we send this data to this route and controller? So let's take a look at this concept together, because look at over here, we use inertia in our architecture as well. So let's take a look at Inertia.js. How can we handle form information? Okay, let's go to form over here, the basics thing. And then you can use state in React, but if you use state, it is hard for you to handle error, something like that, or error and processing. So this is very common, use form. And I'm going to use this technique to send the data from each component to the next controller or the next route. Okay, one more thing, make sure you click on React over here. And this is how you import use form. We are going to import is in our code. Okay, let's go to our code. Inside the index page over here, we can use form. We can put con, and then we can use data and set data and post. This is the function from use form, processing, and error equal to use form. See, use form will be imported from Inertia/React, and you will see it have been imported over here. Okay, and then inside here we are going to put the variables of each input. The first one we need name, and the default variable for the name text box is going to be empty. And the second one is price, and the third one is description. Save it, and in input over here we can assign the value. So value equal to this name. So in order to access this name, we have to access data first, and then we put data.name. And this one is the same, value data dot price, and this one value data dot description. For example, if I go back to the page over here and refresh, you will see nothing. If I put the default value as Apple and save it, if you go back here and refresh, you will see Apple over here. So we just leave at an empty. When a user is entering information to this text box, I want to set the data to this object's name over here. To do that, we have to use setData. So this is how we make it. So when a user enters something on change, right? And then we use callback function over here, and then we call setData. And what data we want to set, the data in the name, we put name over here. And then we just put what user enter, e.target.value. So let's copy this one and put this over here. And this one we change is to price. And this one we change is to description. And on form over here, I want to put on submit. So when a user click on add product, we want it to call a function to submit this product to the next route. So over here, I can put handle submit. So I have to create this function over here. Let's put con and handle submit equal to route bracket, and then I put e colon react dot form event, and then over here we can console log data. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's go back here and refresh. Let me inspect over here and console over here. So if I type orange price to orange big or big orange, just click add, you will see like, okay, I forgot have to put e dot prevent default. Okay, let's try again. Orange to big orange, add product, you will see the product information over here. Okay, we just get the data. In order to send this data to the next route, we can use post. For example, over here, I'm going to call post, this post, because it's over here. And then we put the route over here. We don't have to feed the post with this data. It's automatically get the data from here and send it to the next route for us. And over here, we have to put like products, route, store. Okay, product store as a route. So, but if you go to web.php, you have to create a product store over here, under here. Okay, I just copy this route because it looks similar. And over here, we change from get to post because we use post over here. Here. Okay, this become post, and the URL is the same. Product controller, we change this to store. And this one products store as well. See, this is the route name and we call it over here. Let's take a look at controller. We have to create a new function, public function store. To get the data that's sent with the route, we have to use request over here and put request here. Make sure you import request here as well. Okay, you can dump the data over here or dump request over here. Okay, let's try to submit data over here. Let's put apple, 1, green. Click add product. You will see data over here. You will see content, name, apple, price, and description is green. This shows that controller has received all information. Okay, if you take a look at the architecture over here, right now we are at controller. If you need to save the data into the database, we need to interact with model. So we have to create model for product in order to save product information in product table in the database. Okay, let's go back here. And over here in the command line, I will use a command line to create a model and migration files. For example, PHP artisan make model, and the model name is product. And then we -m to create a migration files, and we will use migration files to create a table in the database. Hit enter. Okay, and if you go to model over here, you will see products model here. And if you go to migration files, which is in database and migrations, and over here you will see products table. Here's how you can create product tables. Actually, we used PHP to create table in Laravel instead of create it by using GUI in the database. Okay, let's create a column over here. The first column is string and is the name column over here. And the second column is decimal. We use for price, and it can be the total digits is 10 and basis is 2. This is the decimal of 2, right? And then the last column can be long text, and this column is for description, and it can be nullable. Let me change this one to table. Okay, and let's migrate this one, PHP artisan migrate. Hit enter. See, the migrate is done. So if you go to database files, you will see products table over here, and it has ID column, name column, and price column, description, create at, and update at by default. We only need a user to input data in this column, name, price, and description. We have to go to model over here, and we have to specify that we call protected and then fillable. So, and then enter the column that we want a user to be able to fill in. The first one is name, and then price, and then description. Alright, the next step, let's continue working on product controller. So we already get data over here. Before we save data into database, we have to validate those data first, or to check if user have passed that data to us. This is how you can do it. You can call request over here, and then you can validate, and then bracket over here, and then for name, we wanna check. So user need to enter name, and name needs to be string with the maximum character or letter of 255. And then price, a user must enter price, so I put require numeric. And next is description. Description is nullable. You don't need to enter description, but it needs to be string. Okay, we have validate information over here. For example, if I go back to the application, refresh, and if I just click on add product, you see nothing. Actually, it should show error because we have put validate over here. So how can we print out the error? We go to create.tsx over here. You will see error over here. We can print out this error. Okay, over here we can make a comment over here, display error. Okay, I will comment over here. And over here we can use object.key, and we can read error first, error.length. If there is an error, that means it must be greater than 0. And then we can print out error. Okay, if you go to Shadcn, let's take a look at Shadcn again, and let's take a look at alert over here. This is how you add alert component, and this is how you use it. We can copy this component. I'm not sure if we have alert inside here. Let's go to components over here and UI. We have alert over here. I think we should be able to use it, so we don't have to run the command to install it. Just paste what we copy over here, and let's press Control Space over here, hit enter, and then alert title over here. Okay, and then Control Space over here, and alert description. See, you have to import this one, alert description, alert title. And for terminal, our terminal is only the icon. For example, over here you will see this is icon of the terminal. Where is the icon come from? You can get the icon from rule-side React. Hit enter and then click on this link and go to icons. For example, if I want to get alert icon, I type alert over here. I think I like this icon. It's called circle alert. So, and if you click on see in action, this is how you import it in React. Okay, let's copy this one and put this over here. Okay, and copy this one and use this over here. Save it. And then if you go back to the application, refresh this one and click add product, you will see that the alert box is pop up. That means we have an error over here, but we have to print out each error inside here. Okay, this is the, we can remove this one and we can put errors over here. Okay, and inside alert description we can show each error. Let's put UI over here. Okay, and then let's call object over here and then entries, and we call errors, and then we map through each error, and curly bracket over here, key and message. Key is lowercase over here, round bracket again, and then over here we just put li list, and we put key over here, and then we print key here. Okay, and the text we want to show, we put it over here, which is message from controller as string. Save. Okay, and if we go back to the application, you will see the name field is required, the price field is required. For example, if I put name Apple and I forget price, it's gonna be price is required. For example, if I put price as a character, it's going to be price field must be number. Okay, we have done validate information and print it out. Okay, let's go back to product controller, and we are going to save data to the database because we've done validate the information. If you take a look at the diagram over here, in order to save the data into database, you have to make it through model. Okay, we are going to call product model over here. Let's call product here, and you will see it's automatically import app model product over here. Make sure that you import it. Okay, and then double colon and then create, and you just pass request over here and all. And after the product is created, you want to return back to the index page. Okay, I'm going to redirect to and route, and then just put products.index. So after the product is saved, it will be redirect to the index page. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's refresh this page and let's go with Apple, and then price 1 and green, and click add product. You will see it's redirect to the index page of the product page. Okay, if you go to the database, you should see Apple in the database. Over here, database SQLite, And if you go to products table, you will see Apple green over here. What if you want to show a successful message or alert box over here when the product is created? So how can you do it? Here you have to go to product controller. When you redirect to this route index, you have to return the message with it. Okay, over here you can put with and then message, and then the message that you want to show is product created successfully. This is quite tricky when we have to deal with a message in inertia. Okay, you have to go to middleware and you have to handle inertia request in order to use the flash message. You can put like flash and here you can add message and function, and this message we get it from request and then session and get message. So we want inertia to access to this message from controller. And how can we print this flash message out on the front end or on the index.tsx? So we have to use page to access to those message. So if you want to understand more about use page, you go to Inertia.js.com and go to share data and scroll down to the bottom. Here they talk about flash messages. This is how you pass a flash message in handle inertia request middleware, and then this is how you print it out on React. So you use page. So let me show you because it's a little bit tricky to understand it. Over here we will get flash message. We put const and then flash, and we get its form use page, then prop. Okay, and we have to import this one from Inertia React over here, and then we can pin our flash message over here. For example, I'm going to create div class name m4. Okay, and then let's put div over here and let's put flash.message, and if there is flash.message, I'm going to print it out. We are going to use alert box from Shadcn. Let's copy this alert box. Okay, and okay, let's control space over here, import is, and this one control space. Okay, for heads up over here I'm going to put notification, and over here we just show the flash message. And for the icon, let's look for the icon from Lucid again. Lucid React, and go to icon, notification. I like this one, megaphone. Let's see in action and click on React, copy this one, put this over here, and copy this one, put it over here. Because we use TSX in order to avoid this error warning, we have to specify the type for this one. Let's put page prop over here. Okay, and then over here interface, and flash over here should be message, and it should be string. We won't have error over here, but we do have error over here, but it's okay. I think it's going to work. Let's refresh over here, create a product, and then product name is orange, price is 222. You will see a notification over here. Okay, the next step, we are going to list all products over here on the index page of products. First of all, let's go to controller, products controller over here. Over here on index function, we are going to get data from data model. Okay, if you take a look at the diagram over here, if you are in controller, if you need data from database, you need to go to model and then get data from model, because model will access data from database. In the index controller, so I'm going to declare variable products and then call product model, and then I will get all product. Okay, and then we just pass the product over here. We just put compact and then products variable over here. Here we pass this product to here, and then this product will be sent to products index. Okay, if you come to products index.jsx, you can get the products from here. Let's put products over here, and over here you have to put product type, because we use TSX TypeScript. We put interface over here, and then product object, and then ID is going to be number, and name is going to be string, and price is also number, and description string. Then in page prop, we put product over here, products, and then we put this product here as array. Okay, and we can list the product over here. So first of all, we are going to check if there is a product from products dot length greater than 0, and then show product. And if you go to the UI component UI over here, you will see there is no table. All right, let's go back to Shadcn over here, and let's go to table here. This is how you add table to your code. Okay, and over here just paste the command over here. Okay, we have install table, and we have to import table from add component UI table. Just copy this code and then paste it over here. Okay, and then just copy this code and put this over here. Okay, let me refactor this code, format document. Over here, I'm going to change this one to products. So let's take a look at the web over here. There is error over here. Compact argument must be string or array. Okay, let me go back here. See the code. Oh, sorry, this one must be the name of this variable. It's not variable, just put the name. Products. Okay, and if you go back here, you will see table over here. Let me go to index.tsx, and let me put div over here, and let me move table inside the div. Format document, and then let me put class m4. Okay, let's take a look. See, it's look good. And let's fix this header over here. So the first one is going to be ID, and the second one is going to be name. Third one is going to be price, and then I'm going to copy this one and change it to description. And then the last column is going to be action, and text gonna be center. Okay, if you go back to the application, you see the header of the table changed to ID, name, price, description, and action. So over here, table row, we are going to root through array information products that we get from controller over here, these products. And over here under table body, curly bracket, and then I'm going to call products, and then map map through each product, and then we put product over here. Okay, and inside here we are going to cut this one and put this over here. Okay, we loop through each row, and over here we are going to change the information, this one to be product ID, and the second table cell is going to be product name. And I just copy this one. This one is going to be price, and this one is going to be description. And I'm going to remove this one and this one, text center. We are going to put edit button and delete button in this cell later. Okay, let's save it, and then let's go back here. Okay, and if you refresh over here, you will see apple and orange that we have created before. Okay, the next step, we are going to create a delete button over here so we can delete a product. Okay, let's go back to the code over here. So we are going to create a button. Okay, delete. Okay, and let's go back over here. If you click on it, there is nothing. But I need this button to be red. Okay, let me put class name of Tailwind over here. So Tailwind class name, the first one, I'm going to use bg red 500 and hover bg red 700. Okay, let's go back, and you will see the button is ready right now. So if somebody click on a button, it has to do something. Okay, if you click on button, we call onClick method, and then we use a callback function, and then we call this function handle delete. Okay, we just create this function over here, const, and the function name equal to curly bracket. Yeah, we can use alert over here. Do you want to delete? I use this as a temporary example. Okay, if I refresh this one, if I click on this button, you will see alert. Do you want to delete? There's nothing. Okay, let's continue. At this step, right, if you look at the diagram, we are at this step. When we click on a button, we want is to go to route, but we have to send the ID to this method as well, so we can know which product we want to delete. And over here, we have to pass product ID. So I put products.id, and I want to pass product name as well, product.name. So I will be able to receive product ID and product's name over here. So ID should be number, because we use TypeScript, so we have to specify parameter type, and over here is name as a string. So if you put over here like plus name, something like this, and if you come to here and you click on this one, you will see apple over here, right? That means you can send the ID and the name to delete the product. Over here, instead of using alert, I will use confirm dialog box. For example, I will put if confirm, and then do you want to delete a product? Then I'm going to put ID dot $, curly bracket, and name. So I ask user if they want to delete this product ID and name. And over here, I will call a route to delete this product. Okay, we have to create a route. If you look at diagram over here, if somebody click on something, make an action, it will go to the route. So let's go to the web. Let me delete it, remove this one. Okay, over here, web, you will see web. I will copy this route because they look similar. Route get, we don't get information, but we want to delete, so we call delete over here. And then product ID, or just product over here. What product we want to delete on the URL. It's going to show an ID. And over here, function in controller is going to be destroy function. And over here, the route name, I will put destroy. Okay, if you go to product controller, over here you have to create a destroy function, public function destroy. Destroy over here match to destroy over here. Because we pass a product on the URL, so over here on the function we can receive a product. Okay, I'm going to put product model over here and then product variable. This is how we can receive a product from the URL. Over here we can put product and then we can call delete to delete the product, and then we can redirect back to index route product.index products, and we can return a message with message, and then what we want to say, product deleted successfully. Right now controller is able to delete a product, but we have to handle view. Let's go to index.tsx. So over here, after the user click on confirm, I want is to send a request to this route to delete a product. Okay, in order to send a request to delete a product, we have to use form Inertia. So if you go to Inertia over here and you go to forms over here and you scroll down in form helper, you see we have used form helper to create a product before, and right now we will use form helper to delete a product. You can call destroy function over here, and this is how to use destroy. Okay, let me show you. Over here I'm going to put const, and then I'm going to call processing, and then delete and destroy equal to use form from Inertia, see? And over here use form here will be import on top here. I will show you how to use processing later. And over here we can call destroy here. Okay, destroy, and then we just put this URL here, this URL over here. Okay, and the product ID over here instead of curly bracket product. Okay, that's represent product ID over here. When a user click on delete button, I want this button to be disable. Okay, I can put disable and then processing. So every time this button is processing, this button is going to be disabled. We call disable from here. Okay, you can read more about how to use form helper from here and you will understand it more. Okay, let's go back to our web application. Make sure that you refresh the page, and if you want to click on delete, if you ask you, do you want to delete a product 1, ID 1 and Apple as a name, click OK. See, and you will get notification over here, product deleted successfully. Okay, one thing to put the URL over here and the ID directly on destroy is not a good practice, because in the future if you change this URL, we won't be able to delete a product. So to make it good practice, we should use the name of the route instead of put the URL directly on the destroy over here. To fix this problem on the destroy over here, I can remove the URL and replace it with the route name. Over here I can put route, and then I can put the name of the route, which is products destroy, and then I can put ID at the end. Okay, let's check it out if it's work. Let's refresh this one and let's try to delete. Click OK. It's also work. In the future, you don't have to worry about if the URL has been changed, because we always use the route name instead of the URL over here. Okay, the next step, we are going to learn how to edit a product. So let's create a product first, because we have deleted all the product over there. Okay. I'm going to create an edit button over here in action. Okay, we go to index.tsx, and then over here I can put button and put edit over here, And then let me put class name over here and change the color of the button, and bg slate 600, and then hover bg slate 700. Okay, anyway, let me put space x 2, and you will see the space between a button over here. Okay, when we click on this button, click on this button, we want is to go to edit route and return edit page. So we can edit the product, and then we are going to update the product on edit page. Okay, let's create a route over here in web.php. Let's copy this route and put this over here. It's going to be get. On the URL is going to be what product we want to update. We put product over here, and then slash edit. And over here we change it to edit, and the route name is edit. So let's go to product controller by press Ctrl and click on it, and then we are going to create a new function over here, public function edit. Okay, because we have passed a product over here, so we can receive a product here, product and product here. Okay, and then we can put return inertia, and then render. We want to render products slash edit, and then we put compact and pass product over here. So this product is this product, but compact, this one must be string. Okay, we have to create this product edit. So you go to resources and then go to page over here, and then product, right? We have index and create over here. Let's create new one, edit.tsx. So edit page and create page is quite similar, so I'm going to copy everything from here and paste it over here. Okay, and over here export default, I'm going to change it to be edit. Okay, we get edit page. Let's go back to index.tsx over here. When we click on button, I want it to go to this route, the edit route. I put link. Okay, I put this button in the link. I have to put href and then curly bracket and then route. The name of the route is this name, products edit, and then the product ID, product.id. Okay, let's see if this works. Let's refresh this one and click on this button. See, it's go to edit page, product ID 6 and edit, but we have to change this one to become an edit page. So on breadcrumb over here in edit.tsx, we put it as edit a product. The URL over here, I can leave it like this first, and we are going to change this later. You will see edit a product over here, but we have to put the product information in each text box or each input. I have to declare an interface over here because we passed the product via compact over here. We have to declare interface over here. Okay, and then product. So the data that we will get is ID as a number, and name as a string, and description as string, and price as a number. This is only the structure of the information that we will receive from controller over here. Okay, how can we receive the information? We can receive it via edit over here, via the prop. So we can put product over here, and then we get from prop. And the prop over here, we have to specify the interface for it as well. Interface. So prop is going to be product, and the information structure is like this product. Because we have copied this code from create, and that's why in this method use form they use post. Actually, post method is used to create a data, but when we want to update the data, we use put method. over here, the name over here, the default value is empty, right? But what if we want to put the information from here inside the input box? We have to use the information that's sent from controller, this information product, which we receive is from here. That's why we put product.name over here, and product.price over here, and product.description. And I'm going to remove post method over here first. Okay, and if you go back to the edit page and refresh, you will see orange price description over here. If you go back to product and if you click on edit, you will see Apple 2 and description A. Over here, this method, instead of handle submit, I'm going to use this at handle update. Because I use this handle update, I'm going to change this one to be handle update. And over here, I will call put, right? Put from here, put method. And then I'm going to call the URL, which is the route name, and then put product.update. I haven't created this route. We are going to create this later. This route need product ID. So we put product ID over here. This one, the header title is create a product. We can change this to update a product. And when we scroll down, and this one add product, I can change this to update product. Okay, let's scroll up. This product has to be products. Okay, products update. And for the breadcrumb over here, I'm going to put it directly to here. Okay, let's put curly bracket and then bracket, and then curly bracket, and title is going to be added a product. And then href, I put backtick and then backslash and products and $ value, and I need product ID, and over here I need edit. Okay, we can remove this breadcrumb over here. Okay, let's take a look if it's work. Okay, it's work. The URL, everything work good. Okay, the next step, we are going to create this route, products update. Okay, let's go to web.php. Just copy this route and put this over here. And this one is going to be put method. Here this put is this put. You see, we call put method over here. And the URL is going to be products and products ID or product object. Product controller is going to be update function. And then the name of the route is going to be products update. See, this product update is referred to this product update. It's the same name. And when we go to product controller over here, we are going to create public function update over here. In update, we will receive two information. The first information is the information in text box over here. We can get it from request and then $ request. And the second information is the information that's come with the URL, which is product over here. So we put product and then product. This is quite similar to create. We have to validate information first. So we have request over here, validate information. We validate name, price, and description. And then we are going to update the information in product over here. So product, we want to update information. So what information we want to update? We want to update name to be request input name. This name is the name from text box, and I just copy this one and put this over here. Change this one to price and this one to price. And this one description. This one description. Okay, the next step, we are going to return, redirect, and then route. We are going to go to products index, and we are going to return message. We are going to say product updated successfully. Okay, I think we are done with update information in product. Okay, let's take a look. Go to product over here. So for example, I added this one. I changed the character apple to apple, and the price to 4, and the description to green apple. I click on update. You will see apple is the uppercase right now, and the price is 4. It is green apple, and over here change orange to capital letter, and the price is $2, and big orange, and I click on update. You will see it's worked great. And one more thing in edit and create page, I forget to use processing. So when a user submit this form, this button should be disable. So we can put disable over here, disable equal to processing. And then let's try if it's worked. For example, if I click on edit over here, and let me go to inspect, and then go to network performance, I'm going to slow down the network. So let's use like slow 4G. And then if I change this one to 5 and click on update, you will see button is disable. And in create as well, we have to do the same thing to protect user create 2 information at the same time. Okay, over here we just put disable equal to processing. Okay, for example, if you create a new information, test to test and add product, you see the button is disable. Alright, this is all about this tutorial. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment and subscribe.